Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Masser along with Tim Stanovic. Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. Bloomberg News earnings specialist Rachel Pua with us with Stock Movers.
Yeah, so today we saw Goldman and Morgan Stanley both having pretty good days, ending a pretty good streak for Wall Street's biggest banks. We saw Goldman Sachs posting record revenue in its equities trading business, easily beating expectations. Its global banking and markets division also notched a full-year record. Over at Morgan Stanley, strength in debt underwriting helped the business set a record in that business as well. So Morgan Stanley ended the day about 6% higher and Goldman right behind, up 5%.
Can we talk about skiing?
Oh, wait. Tim Stanovic wants to talk about skiing. So, understatement.
Vail Resorts, ticker MTN, out with some news today. Not so good for the stock.
Yeah, so one of the largest ski resort operators in the world didn't look so good for its guidance. The company kind of cut its outlook today after one of the weakest early ski seasons in decades. Snow at its western U.S. resort areas like the Rockies and Tahoe are kind of running far below average. And so this is kind of, some skiers are kind of avoiding going down the hills. They said that visits in North America were down 20% through early Jan. And now it says earnings could fall below prior guidance, even if snowfall improves later this winter.
Yeah, it's really, really bad out there. I have actually had some friends send me a photo recently doing a bike ride that you typically can only do outside of winter.
Because there's no
that
snow.
He was able to do. He said, I've never done this ride in the winter before. And he sent this photo to me and he's on a dirt road in an area that should have a lot of snow.
Wow, that's really bad.
So the thing that we have to remember about a company like Vail Resorts is it's not just lift tickets. That's certainly an important part of their business. But if people aren't skiing, they're not buying burgers and beers on the mountain. They're not signing up for ski school and paying those what many people say are exorbitant rates for ski school. They're not renting as much equipment from stores that Vail Resorts owns. They're not staying in the hotels or on the properties.
So the
The whole ecosystem revolves around the snow and the snow being good. Look, it's still early in the season. Vail Resorts spokespeople came out and said recently, just a reminder that it's kind of a little later in the season is when we typically get the most snow. So although this month, in the remainder of this month doesn't look good, stay tuned for what happens next. It's all out of their control, though. So, who knows?
All right, let's get to a stock that actually hit a 52-week high in the regular session, but in the aftermarket, not so great, Rachel.
Yeah, so I think there were quite lofty expectations for JB Hunt, ticker JBHT. The truck carrier just kind of reported fourth quarter revenue that's just kind of shy of estimates, but it kind of shows that, freight demand is still soft, volumes are still down, people are still maybe not buying as much as they were just during the pandemic. JB Hunt actually reported profits that beat expectations, which were based on cost cuts. But I think just, its stock was rallying since October when its last report had surprised investors. So this time around, I think investors were just not as, just weren't as excited.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.